Hello and welcome to Hey Team TV. Right, so today, a bit of a different one. We're just going to make some improvements to our cattle race. It's not going to top of the range, or at the end of the day, all we got to get through is 25 cows and calves. So, what I've done so far, see I've got all my stuff out. Didn't film the first bit purely because I wanted to get it right and the level right. So, this now is all nice and solid. So I've just welded some brackets on, as you can see, and put nuts and bolts all the way through. So that is holding it nice and tight onto there now. So we can actually make a start from this point now. Now I've worked out how to brace it all, because I thought there's no point filming it if I can't brace it, then we'll have to come up with another idea. Well, that's worked. So we'll just work from that one now. Do that one, fix that one up, weld some brackets on that one, and do the same again. We'll put some threaded bar through the wall, get some plates on it, so that'll be nice and tight then. And then we'll work out what we're going to put in the middle of it. So what we'll do, got some plate, and all I'm going to do is we'll weld one up here like that with a hole through and a threaded bar going through the other end with another bit of plate to anchor that together. So we'll put one up there, one down here with a hole, and again the same thing going through there. So we'll do that, so that'll anchor that. And I think all we'll do down this bit here, we'll just put a gate, laying the gate up against this side like we always do. This side we'll just make it a bit stronger so the cows can't jump through. That would not be the first time that has happened with the gates, because usually we just lean a gate up there. That's what we do. At the end of the day, we haven't got hundreds of cattle here. It's just they're kind of placid, but you get the TB and they all turn into pricks really. So they like to, never knew they could jump so high, but they do. So that's that. So what we'll do, we'll work out what we're going to put there. Maybe crash barriers, or maybe just these gates behind me, we might cut them up and just stick them in there and weld them on. It's just a deterrent. They're not going to jump into it or anything like that. We only put about 3 or 4 cows in here at a time anyway. We'll put a gate on the end as well. We'll do that like I always do. So we'll just straighten it all up. All right, first of all, we'll drill some holes in these plates. Then we'll bring the welder over. That's all I'm going to do. Block of wood. Right, there is our hole. Makes it a little bit easier. This is very soft steel anyway, makes my life a lot easier. Right, so as you can see by the time lapse, we just ground all that up. So that's all cleaned up now. We'll drag the welder along here and we'll start welding. Well, try to. There's one done. Like I said, it's not the best welding in the world, but it will do. It's on there nice and strong. That's all. I'm not worried about how it looks. I need to sort out my wire speed and all that, really. To be honest with you, I need to play around with it. It's all a bit to muck, but it's welding. That's all I'm interested in at the moment. I'm trying to get it. So now it's time for Big Bertha. I was going to drill a couple of holes now, secure this. That will be done for today now. It's been boiling hot today. I should have done more, really, but it's been really hot. You see now, look, absolutely dripping. Give it cooler tomorrow, so we'll probably finish it off tomorrow now. It's not a bad thing, it's all right. Not doing much this week, just doing odds and sods around the farm. So we're clean, because obviously that used to be our old dung pit. So for the stinging nettles and that, we'll get all that clean now. Scrape back all the weeds by the weeds and a bit of muck down by the crush. Scrape all that out of the way, so it's all nice and tidy for when the vet comes and when we want to do TB, because there's nothing worse than walking around in a shite. So we'll get that done, clear all that out of the way. I'll get all my mess, all the tools picked up. We'll secure that other far post now. And I think that'll be it today. And then we'll start again tomorrow and explain a few things better, because my battery is running out. Day 2, come back to it this morning. Again, absolutely red hot. It's like an oven. Probably wondering why I've got my jumper on. Well, yesterday I was stupid enough to weld with just a t-shirt on. And obviously that just gives out massive UV rays anyway. So all my arms are burnt. So take it a little bit precautionary today. Stupid, I know, but it was like an oven yesterday. And so that's why I did it. I mean, it's my own fault. No one else to blame but me. But if you are welding, just bear in mind, cover your arms up. Because it's stupid. I've been doing this long enough now to realise that, you know, it's my body, my skin. But there we go. So yeah, so please wrap up. And when you're grinding, wear a mask. You would have seen a couple of times I haven't wearing a mask. It only takes one rogue. It's me being lazy. That's all it is. Instead of me going to the workshop grabbing a mask, I've just got on with it because it is only like a threaded bar anyway. But it only takes one rogue little splinter to go in your eye. And there we are in the eye infirmary yet again. Wouldn't be the first time I've been in there. But there we go. Right, so this one's all secure now. That's all done, all tightened up. So what we do now is we'll start hanging some gates. We got a nice ball gate here that we're going to put on the end of here. So when the cows are in that little bit there, we can just shut the gate behind them, leave them in there. And we got a gate to go across this bit here, along here. So we'll get on with that. But again, it's going to be slow progress again. I mean, I'm dripping, I've done nothing. Absolutely dripping, but there we go. Right, let's get to it. Right, so one gate hanging I've put in on the bottom here like that. The hole's already there. There is a hole at the top here, but that's obviously too high for the hangings I've got there. So what we'll do is we'll just drilled a pilot hole here. So we'll just get a bigger drill bit and all that and play with that a minute so we can get the other gate hanging in. So that'll hang on that, then that's the right measurements for that, hopefully. So we'll do that, and I've decided here, the gap here, I'm going to put crash barriers instead of putting that gate back there and cutting that. Crash barriers will just be better, more secure. We've got loads around the farm. So we'll just do that in this absolute stifling hot weather, and it's bloody horrible. But there we go. Right, so we get on with that and hopefully hang this gate. So that's one gate done. Right, so we just brought the ball gate around to the workshop area. So I've started drilling my hole there for the gate hanging. So what I'm going to do now, I haven't got a drill bit big enough, so we'll use a die grinder now to make the hole a bit bigger. That's the easier way of just saves overheating the drill and all that. Die grinder's made for the job. Right, so get on with that. Then hopefully put a gate hanger in that. We can hang that, get some crash barriers, and away we go again. Like I said, it's taken a hell of a lot longer than it should really, because this is ridiculous. I know I keep saying, but this is absolutely ridiculous. It's so humid. Really, really humid. Just leaking. Absolute leaking. But there we go. Needs must and all that. Right, so you've just seen on the time lapse me welding the first crash barrier on. So that's on. Didn't see me put it into place or anything because time lapse on the video decided to cock up basically. So that was that. So that one's in. Now we'll cut a bit off that so we can just slide in behind there and weld onto this one. And then we'll put one more on top. Then that is enough for that. Like I said, the other bit up against the crush. We're just going to put a gate there, like there's always a gate there, and we'll secure it. Not a big deal. It was just this is the main bit walking in where they all come in and huddle. We needed this stronger. So, God, it is hot. I know I keep saying it, but this is really, really ridiculous. But there we go. Should have been cutting really, but again, whether men or women can't get it right. So won't go into that though. So there we go. So we'll get on with this. Hopefully be able to get this bit finished today. It's just taking so much longer than usual, so I've got to keep stopping and just going in the shade for a bit. Absolute nightmare. See, I've got jumper and everything on because I'm welding. I'm not getting burnt like I did yesterday because it's just ridiculous. Well, I just wear a jumper in the first place and it wouldn't have happened, but there we go. Right, so we'll get on with this, we'll cut that up and then we'll put that together, see how that ends up then. So as you can see, what we've done, so we welded the crash barriers along. You have to excuse the welding because these things to weld are unbelievable. They just make a mess, it's horrible. So what I've done is, you can see, so we welded them, caught them all on, and now we're putting bolts for them. So it's hard just to bolt them anyway. Welding's just easier, but I can't weld like that, it's just ridiculous. It's just spitting everywhere. No matter what you do with a welder, it's just a load of crap. So they are really tough to weld. I knew they were always tough anyway, but what's the point in struggling? The welder's blocking up and stuff like that. So we found some nuts and bolts in the workshop. So drill some holes, whack them together, and there we go. Nice and strong. I'm not going to bother putting two in there. They've got the weld on, they'll be strong enough as they are. So we'll just crack on with the top one now. So we'll put the top one on, get all that ready, and then we're going to put this gate along here like that. So obviously the cows can't jump over the wall. I'm probably going to weld that to this post here. Weld that to that, and then secure it to the crush end, because we don't need nothing too tall there, because obviously you've got to reach over and open the crush door for the next cow. So we'll put this gate there, I'll weld at one end, and so that'll be all nice and secure. So using these nuts and bolts to go through the crash barrier, 14mm thread wise. These are good heavy duty bolt. I'm actually surprised we got these, to be honest with you, because we don't really use anything this big, but ideal. It costs nothing again. I hadn't even got to go to a nuts and bolt shop to buy anything, so ideal. Now, if you haven't got one of these on the farm I'm drilling the holes with, you really need to get yourself one, a step drill. Now this has come in so handy for me to drill the holes. I've had this for years, but this is really coming to its own today. It's just easy. Just drill a pilot hole first of all, and then ream this way down, ream this one all the way down. Spot on. This one goes to, you get bigger sizes, this one goes to 22mm. Spot on, absolute spot on. Hell of a bit of kit. So if you haven't got one, I must admit, they're not dear at all, but they are really good bit of kit. Not being, I think I've pretty much worn out now mine. She's done some drilling, but definitely go get yourself one. Just off, it's an eBay special. Right, so they're done. So now they're drilled. God, it's so hot again. They're drilled. So we get the step drill again, and we'll just go through with the step drill. They're drilled in, so now we'll put them up, we'll vice them all together. We'll mark out on the actual angle iron where we've got to drill the other rows. So we'll get them drilled, and then we'll bolt them together. Then we'll do a little, and we'll obviously be another little intersection this end. So then that'll be done, and then we'll be on to the gate. Right, so we've hung the ball gate like that. As you can see, we're just hitting the floor. So We'll just adjust the hammer, the hangers, and go from there. So that's done. Other gates hung, and that's about it. We need to re-secure a gate over there. So we'll just wind this one in. She'll lift the front of the gate. So just keep winding her in, get her about a couple of centimeters off the ground. And job's a good one. Oh, what's that like? Oh, lovely. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Beautiful, beautiful. So what we're going to do now is weld the angle iron up here. So we're going to weld that gate to that to make it a little bit more secure. So we'll just grind all that off here a minute. Grind the gate. We'll weld it on. Tie it down that end there. That's all we need. And that another job done. Right, so there we go. As you can see, that's all welded up there. Again, not the best welding in the world. Galvanized, whether it's been grinded off or not, is always not very good to weld. Anyway, so that's all down there like that. That's all secure over there. Got our gates on at the end. So that's all done. Now what we'll do is clean all this up, get rid of all those gates there, scrape all this crap up, get it all nice and tidy. Make sure there's no metal filings or anything on the floor, because obviously we don't want the cows to... Looks like a screw there, look, for a start. We don't want the cows walking over that. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Just shows what you can build with a load of scrap on the farm, to be honest. Right, let's go get a brush. So, there it is. Found me brush.
say Ads has done a pretty great job. Yes, I'm here in token value of...
Yeah, you turn up at the last bit as per usual.
I've had other things to do, so I haven't been here. But this whole project here, just like those of you that saw the fencing videos, agricultural upcycling, anything you got lying around and make it and create something that works well. So with just some gates that we've had lying around for a long time, some crash barriers that have been in different races before, well, before we sold all the beef, bullocks, a couple posts. We've got a corner point there because as everyone that builds races and cattle and cattle handling equipment go on about, is animals don't like going around corners. Well, like they do in principle. They travel round easier. So we've got a 90-degree bend, corner, then they're in a crush. So, and it works. It works really well. It worked with the gates well, and I'm expecting it's going to work even better with that. So, agricultural upcycling, number one positive thing here. We've got a bunch of other things that we're going to make, especially when we get into winter and we've got less of other things to do. But you happy with your work, sir?
Yeah, considering that it was very hard work because of the heat we had. You've seen that in the video. Really hard work. Should have took a bit less time than it did, but it was just too hot. Welding, grinding, drilling, it was just too hot. But it's worked. It's for what we had on the farm line around. Brilliant. I think we've done a really good job, and it worked. And like I said, it all works lovely.
On that note, if you haven't yet done so, please hit that subscribe, ring that bell, and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Also helps with the algorithm. And also you can find us on
Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
So, hope you enjoyed watching Sir build all this, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.